ask you about bringing aboard Renaldo Hill and his position, his familiarity with the scheme, and what went into bringing him on.
Well, Ronaldo was with me in Denver for 2 years. Really liked him as a coach. Was really happy and excited to get him back and to join us here. He's been a great help to me. You know, he's really the only guy on the staff that has worked with me before and had good knowledge of our system. So he's been a great help. He's a great coach with a great future.
After getting several weeks of incorporating the scheme with this unit, what's the process over the next month or so before training camp? You kind of throw some stuff out. You say, okay, I want to incorporate some newer stuff. How does that work for you?
Well, the next month or so is vacation. Okay, so, I mean, but we'll be thinking about it and working about it. Yeah, we're at that process. We gave them a lot this offseason on purpose. We wanted to expose them to a lot of stuff, see what fits them, what doesn't, what looks good, what doesn't, what needs to keep being worked on. You know, these guys have done a good job picking up what we're doing. It by no means is perfect right now, but I think they have a good feel and a good foundation that hopefully we can build upon in training camp.
Can you detail sort of what went into coming over here, and obviously your familiarity with Fangio, the system, and all that?
Yeah, big family decision. For my wife and I, we've been away from our families for so long, being on the West Coast, just needing the support. So it was good for us to get back closer to some family. We both got familiar roots of being here. She was in Miami the last time I was here, so and this is our third time together here in Miami. So it just felt like home. It felt like a great decision to be back. Obviously, I knew I was coming back to Coach Fangio. That situation there was an awesome situation, but having the title, not calling it, you know, I felt like I could really put a stamp on building the defense up, help building the defense up again. Also, just with the personnel you saw that we had over here already, the up front guys, I knew we were coming to a talented situation, and I think it's always inspiring when you can start something from the ground and build it up. We knew the guys over here was wanting change and looking for change, and we provide something different. So it's time for us to kind of pour into those guys and try to build this the right way like we want to.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Fangio and also in your time as D coordinator?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Vic, you know, he's strong in his convictions. It's worked over time. He knows where the troubleshoots are at. He knows how teams are trying to attack him. I think he's always looking to move the down around and help our guys, and making sure that even though we have a talented group, that no one feels that stress, you know, just for the whole game. So he's able to do that, and you know, I think that's the way to play. When the guys, you know that it's constantly moving, teams got to find it, and then when you need your guys to show up on third down or on money downs, you need your premium guys to step up, and you know, he's big with that, and that was kind of my approach as a coordinator when I was over there with the Chargers. You know, just trying to take some of the things that, you know, he instilled in me over there, and you know, those guys are having success. You know, second year in the playoffs, and I definitely wish them the best. But I'm happy with my situation here. I know it's a chance to continue to grow. And the other thing with Vic, he's always not looking to stay stagnant. He's always looking to what's the next thing in the NFL, how it changes from our scheme, and how we can incorporate our scheme to make it better each year. So those are the important things that I just kind of learned over time, is just making sure that you stay ahead of the curve in this league, because it's forever changing, and you just don't want to be that system that stalls out.
You come with that title of passing game coordinator. How does this passing game in particular, with all the guys they have here, challenge your role? It's
challenging every day, but I feel like with us going against these guys in practice every day, I don't think it'll be things that will surprise us. With the multiple things that we do offensively, it kind of ties into how we want to be defensively, being multiple and be able to adjust to, you know, different styles of play. And I think we get that on the daily. And it's a talented group on that offensive side, and we just, like I said, want to continue to build on our defensive side and get caught up to speed there.
Pivotal year for Noah, that goes without saying, I would think. Where is he in his development in gaining your confidence and putting him out on the field?
His mental is there. Just being able to see him on first day for his meetings and him in there and learning the defense and then being able to apply the things on the football field is there. The physical is there. He's always in shape. He's always in top tier conditioning. And now he just have to get in that playbook, which we've thrown him in there in different situations. He understands it. So now we're just going out there and doing my job plus. And Noah, he's gaining the confidence of his teammates. No matter what we say in this building, the most important part is getting your teammates trust and confidence to be able to go out there and play with him, and he's done that. And I think he's grown a lot. It's a totally new system for him. He's learning a lot, just like a lot of these guys. So, it's going to be up to him to understand the things that Vic is going to be throwing at him and just going out there and being able to apply it. I mean, we know this game is fast, it's quick. So being able to understand, process quickly, and going out there and execute is going to be the most important part for Noah, just because he haven't had many reps. But everything is fresh, everything is new. Everybody get a fresh new start, but it's a really good defense. I ran something similar. You have opportunity to make a lot of plays, and now you got to become a playmaker.
Sam, a couple of questions on Cater, and forgive me if you've been asked. Is he a starter right now or a guy who's contending for a starting job?
Everybody's a starter. When you talk about in this league, anything can happen at any given time, and that's what I try to portray to these guys. He done some really great things for us last year. He played in the nickel, he played at the dime, he played at cornerback position. Vic is trying to find the best people to put on the football field, and he definitely is in the mix, just like a lot of these guys are. But now it just becomes, who's the most consistent, who's the most productive, and who's going to be there and one of those guys that we can depend on no matter what position that we put him in, and he's working at it. I mean, he's still a rookie till he get past those 3 games, but he's going into his second year, so he understands the grueling part that it's going to take throughout the course of the year. And he came back, his body looks good, he's taking care of some things off the field, and we're just going to be able to see exactly how it all plays out. But it's fun to be able to see these guys grow, mature, and understand what this league is all about. They come in wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then you get thrown in there with some grown men, and then now you have to step up. But he's did it, and he's ready to go. So he's open to whatever challenge Vic throws at him, and he's open to competition because he never backs down.
And what's the next step for Cater? You mentioned him taking care of his body and things like that. What is his next step?
Playmaking. He was in situations and positions last year a couple of times, and the hand hindered him a little bit here and there. He's fast, he's strong. You've seen the tackling ability with one hand. He's able to do those things. So now just taking that next step, understanding route concepts, understanding different wide receivers that you're going out. Because as a rookie, you're just going out there like, okay, let me do my job, not really understanding what they're giving you for as formationally, for as, personnel and all of those different things. So he's growing, he's learning those things, and he's talking in terminology. So it's fun just to be able to sit there and see him watch these guys and understand, the veteran guys and watching their different movement, taking pieces of each and every last one of these players, but yet still putting it inside of you, and that's what he's doing.
We've seen Nick starting to run a little bit faster and
Yep.
faster. It seems like he's gaining confidence that he's not going to have any kind of relapse or anything. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, the training staff has done a really good job with him, and actually he's done a really good job, in itself. When you have injuries like that, sometimes you tend to, have pity on yourself. He hasn't done that. He's had Brandon Jones in there with him, and they've been working their tail off and trying, to get back as quickly as possible. But, the most important part is getting healthy first and then getting back out there. We know what Nick can do. We're able to move him around, play multiple positions. He's played corner, he's played nickel dime, and we've even used him at safety. So he's a jack of all trade, and Vic can't wait to get his hands back on him. But we just need to get him healthy right now, and the training staff is doing good. But for his mental, he's over there. He's helping the young guys. He's talking and he's communicating football, and he still has a smile on his face. But it's really, really hard coming from an injury, seeing your friends out there having fun, running around, jumping. But they've done a really good job of honing their skills down and not letting it get to them per se. But he's hurting and he's itching to get back on the field, and I can't wait to get him back.
I gotta ask you, a question you're going to hear throughout the season, I'm sure.
I've probably heard about 10 times in my whole life.
We're going to be charting this the whole season. Sam and Patrick, Jalen and X. How do they compare at this point?
Well, what about them?
You know what I mean.
I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can go around the league, past, present, future. I mean, you always had very good tandem with cornerback. But, you know, when it comes down to it, they got to go out there and they have to play, you know, just like we did. We demanded a lot from each other when we played. We respected one another. We still respect one another. I just talked to them 2 days ago. So, you know, they just have to build that camaraderie. They have to build that fire amongst one another. They have to go out there and they have to compete, and that's what we did on a consistent basis. But, you know, they really have a great opportunity to do some really good things, and I'm just happy to be a part of it and watch these guys do it. But, you know, the energy is there. Just watching these two guys communicate from the day one, you know, when they got here, they've been hanging out together, and that's what it really takes, and that's what it boils down to. It. Pat and I, we was hanging out together off the field, and we was always communicating football. So that is what it's going to take, and they seem like they're on the right path, and, you know, they can be whatever they want to be, but it's going to take work. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication, and they got to go out there and perform the best way that they know how, and then go out there and oppose their will each and every week. It can't be any letdowns, and there's a lot of people looking for big things from them, and they know that. You know, just like any of these other players, even if neither one of those guys on the field, they're expected to go out there and be just like them, because we always say the next man up. So we'll see what happens.